What it do, man? It's your boy Josh. We back up in this thing with another one. We woke up this morning. It's another beautiful day. All praise to the Most High, man. Let's get it. Guys, I got to do this quick video, man, to show you how simple it is for you to be great. How simple it is for you to become the best version of yourself. And so we're going to go from the very, very beginning to the realization that a change needs to be made all the way until you become the best version of yourself. I'm going to tell you exactly how the process is going to go and what to expect and what you need to tell yourself so that you can become the best version of yourself. The very first thing that I want to tell you or share with you is that your belief in yourself is the most important thing that happens. The belief, your thought is the most powerful weapon in your arsenal. That is where it all starts. To put it into perspective as to why it is your belief is your strongest weapon, is let's say, for example, let's say you want to do a certain task. Let's say you want to accomplish X. Let's say everybody on this green-faced earth believed that you could accomplish X. But if one person didn't believe that you would accomplish X, and if I were to tell you that one person was you that did not believe, the likelihood of you accomplishing it is pretty close to, unattainable at that point, because the person who needs to believe that it can be done, the person that is going to go out there and perform and do the actions to ensure that it gets done, does not believe that it can be done. And so that will result into that task, that accomplishment not being known or not coming to fruition. Despite everybody on this planet thinking it was possible, the one person that did not think it was possible was the person that had to go do it. And because they didn't believe, it did not matter what the rest of the masses said. Now let's flip it a little bit. Let's say that an individual believed they could accomplish X task. And let's say every single person on this planet did not believe that so person could accomplish that said task. But the one person that did believe that it can be accomplished, that it could be done, was the person that was going to be responsible for the actions and doing the task necessary to ensure that it was done. Now, with that being said, despite every single person on this planet saying it's not possible, the chances of it still becoming a reality are higher than the previous example I gave before. Because why? Because the person that believes that it can happen, it's going to act and perform and carry out tasks as if it can happen. So despite every single person telling them that they can't do it, in all actuality, they still can, as long as they still believe, because that is the only thing that is required, is for that one person to believe in order for it to be done. I say all that to say that your belief is so strong. There's going to be times there are people that will tell you that it cannot be done, it cannot be accomplished. And there will be times where yourself, you will think that it cannot be done and it cannot be accomplished. I'm letting you know right now that everybody external to you, everything that's external to you that is not in your control, does not matter when it comes to your life. It has no impact, has no influence. What makes it have impact, what makes it have influence, is when you choose to allow it to have impact and allow it to have influence. When you choose to believe what everybody else thinks as opposed to believing in what you think. When you choose to believe in yourself and to not doubt yourself, the chances of things working out in your favor are higher than you not thinking that you can do it. So I say all that to say that it all is going to start with your belief. Every successful person in this world has set out big dreams, has set out big goals that most people would say is unattainable, cannot happen, cannot be real. But they are, the way that they are is because of the strong belief that they have in themselves. Despite everybody telling them that it couldn't be done, as long as they still believed, it becoming a possibility was always going to be a possibility. The second that it became no longer a possibility was the second that that individual chose to believe in everybody else as opposed to believing in themselves. So I say all that to say that your belief is the most important thing in your life. That is your most important weapon in your arsenal. No matter how many times I can tell you you can do it, no many times how the next motivational speaker can tell you, yeah, you can do it, or the next person telling you, yeah, you can do it. If you don't believe it can be done, then it won't be done. But if you believe it can be done, then it can be done. That is how strong you are. That is how strong your mind is. That is how strong your belief is. So I'm letting you know right now that you can choose to believe that you can become the greatest version of yourself, the best version of yourself, the best man that your bloodline has ever seen. You have the opportunity, you have the choice to go ahead and say, yes, I can do that. I can become this best version of myself. I can become something great. Choose to believe in that, because the second that you choose to not to believe in that, the second that you deem that is not possible, that is the second that it becomes a reality, that it will never be possible. That is just how strong your belief is. You are the director of your reality. Everything that has led you up to this point has been all because of what you have decided to do, your choices, you choosing this route versus this route. So I'm going to give you guys another example as to why you possibly may have had some issues believing in yourself, why you may have doubt creeping in, is because you choose to not put the onus on yourself, but give power to the world, give power to the opposition so that you can accept yourself. Now what I'm going to start talking to you guys about is that once you start believing in yourself, everything external to yourself, you have to stop giving it power and dominion over you. If you submit to something, then you are subject to its control. You are choosing to submit to the world, to the opposition, because it makes you feel comfortable as long as you don't have to put forth any effort. See, becoming the best version of yourself, becoming great, is a difficult thing to do. It's not a journey most are cut out for. It's not. And to give you guys a real world example of what I hear is, one, we don't believe in ourselves. Two, we allow what other people to say to control our lives. And because of it, we use that as an excuse for us not to put in any sort of work. We allow that to be a form of acceptance for us. And then what we would do is complain, point the finger, and blame the world for the reason as to why life is the way that it is. On your journey to becoming the best version of yourself, you must be able to take accountability. Being a leader, being somebody who wants to take ownership and lead their own life, looking to become something great, you have to accept responsibility and accountability for everything that goes right and wrong in your life. You do not point off the responsibility off to somebody else. Oh, the reason why I'm not successful is because these people right here got something against me and they don't want to hire me and they don't want to put me on. Oh, the reason why I'm not this is because of where I came from, because of how I am, and because of that, they ain't trying to mess with me and everything like that, so I'm doomed. See, that is examples of you giving power to the external and you passing off accountability to the external as to why you are not successful, why you're not the best version of yourself, why you are not great. In order for you to be great, you have to change your mindset. Your mindset should be, I refuse to allow any sort of external factor or external matter have dominion over my life. Even though they tell me multiple times over and over it can't be done, I will not give them that power. I will continue to retain the power in myself and continue to tell myself that it can be done. They like to bring up the negative situations. They like to bring up what could happen wrong. Me, I refuse to think like that and allow that to have power. I want to retain power within myself by focusing on my time and energy on what could go right, what can benefit out of going down this journey, going down this path. I am willing to accept anything that may possibly go wrong because I dare to be great and I refuse to be average anymore. I am going to do something different. I have allowed the external world to have dominion over me, and that me having that mindset, me having that approach, taking that approach has led me to where I am right now. I have myself to blame as to why I am here right now because I submitted to all the external matters. I submitted to what they thought. I submitted to what they believed. I submitted what they said could be done and could not be done. I submitted. And therefore, here I am, due to my submission, here I am stuck where they told me to be, where they want me to be. But even though this is where they tell me to be, I don't want to be here. If you don't want to be here, then you have to take actions. You have to take over ownership over your life and stand up and say that you don't want to be there. So stop saying like, oh, the external things, these are the reasons why I'm down and I will never be great. Stop giving those things power. Stop submitting to those things. Stop giving your life responsibility off to somebody else. You will never be successful with that mindset. Take accountability for everything that goes right and goes wrong in your life. That's what it's all about, being a leader. Even things that are not even in your control, you take ownership over it. You take accountability of it. You don't point the blame. You say, okay, this is where I'm at right now. I am going to do this to get me out of this situation. Oh, this is where I'm at now right now. So now I'm going to wait on somebody else to get me out of this situation. Guys, we cannot continue to feel sorry for ourselves because nobody is going to take pity for you. You could say, yeah, the reason why I have this weight problem is because of this and because of that and because of this and because of that. Well, I still want to have a good life and I still want to become the best version of myself, but I'm so fat and I have this and I have that and I don't know what to do and it can't be done and I don't want to. Do you want to become the best version of yourself or not? Yes or no? Take a second right now. And if you say yes, then continue to watch this video. If you said no, then go ahead, X out this video. What I have to say going forward now is not for you. But if you said yes, if you want to be the best version of yourself, taking ownership and taking accountability over your life is believing that you can be the best version of yourself. Anything that you want, you can achieve. Anything that you want, you can obtain. Anything that you want out of this life, it's all on you. You can do it. You can do it. It does not matter what the external thinks and what the external says. I told you, no matter what they believe in, as long as your belief is consistent and belief that it can be done, then it still has the possibility of being done. Everybody around this earth can believe you can do it, but if you don't believe that you can do it, if you're the one person that doesn't believe you can do it, it won't happen. Your belief, your thoughts are in your control. Choose how you want to think. Choose what version of yourself you want to be. The best version of yourself. You at your greatest. You at the pinnacle. You at your highest form. What are some of the things that they would do? Better yet, what is the mindset and the approach and the attitude that they would have when it came to things that were in their way, when it came to things when people said, yeah, it can't be done. You're the best version of yourself. When you see yourself being the most successful, how do you interact with people that tell you it cannot be done, that it's not possible? I'm sitting here thinking of Josh Holt. Josh Holt being the best version of himself, that cold individual that's got everything that he wants in life and the world is his. And he can accomplish. Let me go ahead and tell you exactly how he would respond to somebody who doubted him. He'd walk right past him. He'd say, I don't want to talk to you. I'd rather talk to somebody who believes that it can be done. Get somebody that's in my environment that's willing to help me get to. If you don't think that it can be done, if you're not helping me get to my accomplishment, if you're not helping me get to my goal, I don't want you around me. You're not headed in the direction that I want to head into. You don't have the same belief that I have in myself. So you can go ahead and be dismissed. You can go ahead and exit out of my presence, because I am not feeding into a reality in which I am a failure. I refuse to feed a reality in which I focus on the problems and I allow obstacles to stop me. I refuse to be a guy that conforms to what everybody has to say. I want my life to be this, and I believe my life can be this. And damn it, I'm gonna make my life this way, because the only person that can really stop me is me. No matter if you don't believe in me, okay, cool. You can exit out of my presence and you don't have any impact, any influence on my life going forward. I'm choosing to be positive. I'm choosing to be the best version of myself, and I'm choosing to only feed thoughts in which I am a winner. Feed realities in which I am on top. Not feed realities that make me want to be fearful. Not feed realities in which I have to be more anxious and I'm focused on the problems. No, focus on my time and energy on me becoming the best, the greatest version of myself. That is where I am striving towards. If you are not helping me get to that, then you are not needed. That is your mindset. That is how you should address anything that is holding you back. So your negative thoughts, the second that doubt creeps in, the second that fear comes in, you stop yourself right then and there and said, me becoming the best version of myself, I will not allow you negative thoughts to continue to fester in my mind. I will not spend too much time feeding into ridiculous things like that. I am not thinking about failure. I can't even fathom failure. And if I fail, it's just, I'm going to use it for my good in order for me to eventually succeed. The only reality, the only end goal that I'm concerned with is being the best version of myself. If it's not within tune with that, I don't care for it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't care. That is the example of you taking ownership of your life, to not allow anybody have any sort of dominion, any sort of power over you. You choose what your life will be like. You choose what the end state looks like. You choose what the journey looks like. You accept and you have the ability to reject anything that is not in stride with what you are trying to accomplish. Your belief, anything that may come in there and fester and change your belief. Your belief is your strongest weapon. Protect it and utilize it. Use it at all moments of the day. And choose your belief. Choose for it to be positive. Choose for your belief to have you believing that you are a winner and that you can turn your life around. Choose to believe that. That is the only way that it can happen. And as long as you still believe, and as long as you continue to believe, no matter what happens, no matter what's going on, you will achieve it. Your belief is what's going to keep you going. Your belief is what's going to keep you going when you feel tired. Your belief is what's going to get you to the end. The second that you allow the external factors, oh man, I'm feeling like it's too hard. Oh man, so-and-so said I was wasting my time. Oh, now here I am starting to focus on negative energy, focusing on the realities on which I was like, well, maybe let me go ahead and taper it. Maybe my belief in it is too strong. No, bro. No. That's the second that you quit. Keep your belief the same way that it is. If people are calling you crazy, good. That just shows you how big, how impactful this achievement is going to be. It's because they're not even expecting you to succeed. which is going to make it even sweeter, because when you show up with the results, it's going to be 10 times better. Go ahead and imagine that reality of you showing up with the results and them being astonished and them being in awe. Think of that reality right now. Think of it right now. That reality can be true. That reality can be this reality right here that we're in right now. You can make that imagined reality come into the physical world. How can we do that? Well, we have to believe that that is possible. Yes, we do believe. Okay, so if we believe that it can be possible, what are we going to do today to ensure that that day is going to be possible? We're not going to feel sorry for ourselves. We're not going to be fearful. We're going to take bold actions. We are going to choose to make hard decisions that's going to get us closer to making that day a reality. The reason why they don't believe is because they aren't willing to make the decisions, willing to go through the hard work that is required in order to make that a reality. They say, oh yeah, you can't be done. Yeah, you can't do it. It's not real. It's not possible. No, what they really are telling you is, yeah, I don't want it bad enough. Yeah, I'm not willing to put the hard work in. Yeah, I just don't want it that bad. They're putting their expectations on themselves. That'll also tell you a lot about a person too. A person that chooses to be negative, a person that chooses to think that tells a lot about. When I hear somebody complaining, when I hear somebody that's easily rattled by the outside world, that quickly approaches problems, and then when they're faced with a problem, they just start getting defeated and they just said, you know what, I can never win. That tells you a lot about themselves. When they're faced up with problems, they automatically reflect with something negative happens to them. They reflect something negative. They just respond to what's happening around them. Okay? In their minds, they think that the external world has power over them. The things that are external from them have power over them. That's why they get so upset, is because that power, that authority in which they submitted to, they get upset because they don't feel like they have the power. They feel like they don't have the choice to make their life a positive one. Life is just always bad. Why? Because bad things always happen to them. That is no mindset. That is not an attitude in which somebody is conditioned for success. Somebody who is ready to be successful. That is somebody who has not realized that their power is within themselves, that the sense of fulfillment is within them. It's how they choose to respond to situations. Somebody who takes ownership over their life, that takes responsibility, does not look at obstacles and bad things that happen to them as, the reasons as to why they won't be successful, as the reasons as to why they will never have a sense of fulfillment. No. Successful people look at those things as training opportunities, as things that says, okay, I'm just sharpening up my tools. This is an opportunity for me to exercise patience. This is an opportunity for me to exercise boldness. This is an opportunity for me to conquer and face my fears. This is not something that is meant to hold me back. This is an opportunity for me to better myself. This is an opportunity for me to face the thing that I've been hiding from all along. This is about me not only addressing the problem, but also getting to the solution. This is about me refusing to allow any sort of negative thing outside of me to have dominion over me. To understand that nothing can have dominion over me. That I am the dictator of my life. I say what goes. I say what has power and has authority over my life. Me. I focus on what I can control, and what I can't control, I face with it and do with the things that are in my control, and I don't get spat out about it, because I realize anything that's outside of my control cannot have control over me. Anything that's outside of my control does not have control over me. The second that it has control over me is because I have created a reality in which it has control over me. I believe that it has control over me, and my belief is fully in my control, and I am choosing to believe that this external thing has power over me. When on the other hand, they can choose to say, no, this does not have power over me. I'm going to conquer this. I'm going to endure this. I'm going to push through this because I am going to be successful. I am going to be the best version of myself. This cannot stop me. This will not stop me. Wherever I say goes, it cannot and it will not. End of story. And I will do actions and I will think thoughts that are aligned with that simple principle. Outside of me, outside of my control, will not have control over me. I will stay in control. I will choose to think positively regardless of what's happening around me. I choose to be happy regardless of what's happening around me. I choose to still believe that I will become the best version of myself regardless of what's going on around me. Why? Because I am everything when it comes to this life. The choices, they all are submitted through me for approval. I am the one that puts the stamp on, hey, does this have power over me or does this have power over me? I have that choice. I have an option. I can sit here and spaz out over some sort of negative situation, or I can choose to not spaz out, choose to not allow this negative situation to have any sort of impact or influence to changing my thought and my belief in myself. I refuse to allow you to hold me back, external factor. I refuse to allow you, Mr. Hater, to change how I think about myself. I am going to remove myself from things that are going to change the way I think. I think positive about myself, and that's the only thing that I want to think about myself. Positive. Anything that makes me want to think negative or makes me doubtful, that makes me lesser than what I am deserving of, making me lesser of the version that I think I am capable of, I am removing it from my life because it will not have power over me. No, sir, not from this day forth. I was about to cuss. Hell no. Hell no. I'm that dude. I'm that guy. I can do it. I will do it. Forget what you talking about. Forget what everybody else thinking. I'm going to do it. Y'all don't think it? Cool. Bet. I've already imagined a reality in which I'm stunting on y'all and I'm showing y'all an example. I'm putting a big ass spotlight showing y'all that it could have been done, but y'all didn't believe it could be done. The reason why y'all didn't think it could be done is because y'all wasn't willing to put the work in like how I was willing to put the work in to make it happen, to make it done. So y'all believe that it couldn't because y'all's expectations of yourself. I got big expectations out of myself. I think big. I am big. That is the reality in which I live in. I'm not sure what reality you live in, bro. But in the reality in which you live in, you must think of yourself as very, very small. You must think of yourself as somebody who's not capable of much, who can't do much. That's not me. I think I can do all things, especially through Christ who strengthens me. That's probably a lot of y'all's problem right there is y'all trying to do this all on your own. Ask for the Most High for guidance. That's how I'm talking the way that I'm talking. That's how my mindset is the way that I am. It's because the Most High has showed me if I believe in myself and I continue to have faith, I have nothing to worry about. If I have faith that it can be done, I have nothing to worry about. Things that are outside of me, bro, I just pray to the Most High. Hey, God gonna take care of it. And if he's giving it to me, it must be for a reason. It must be part of the script. It must be part of the plan to make me the best version of myself because he wants you. You think God don't want you to be the best version of yourself? Go ahead. Do you think God created you so you could be the least impactful, least purposeful, most miserable? You think the Most High put you on there? No, he put you on here because he has big plans for you. And the plans that he wants for you, the purpose that he has called over your life, he wants you stepping into it. And not only stepping into it, but stepping into it in a big, major way, the best way, in which will require the best version of yourself. But who do you give power to? Do you give power to the external Or do you give power to yourself? Do you give the power to God? God is as big as you want him to be. You are as big as you want to be. It's all on you, your choice. So, I hope this helps. I rambled on long enough. Before y'all go, please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I'm gonna holler at y'all boys.